Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 105th edition of the Chronicles of Podcast. And these right here are the Chronicles of Sean Smith. It is I, the bearded Brummy Jamie, and joining me as always, it's this handsome fella right here.
This is Scotsman Tom, and welcome to the Chronicles of Podcast. Hit it!
Hi there, you're about to enjoy the Chronicles of Tom and Jamie.
Hi everyone, I'm Kevin Mann.
Hi guys, my name's Annabelle Knight.
Hello, this is Becky Baldwin.
Hello, I'm Chesney.
Hey, what's up everyone? This is Braden from Say We Can Fly.
Hi, I'm Sean Smith from the Blackout, Raiders and Sappenin Podcast, and you're listening to the Chronicles of Podcast with Jamie and the Mighty Tom.
I love the idea of him running around and in the video just stopping and going, parkour, and then carrying on. Like,
Boys and girls, put your hands together as we welcome you to the Chronicles of Sean Smith. Joining us this week is Sean Smith. Sean is the singer of the Raiders and the newly reformed The Blackout. The Blackout are one of those bands that came out in that boom of Welsh bands back in the early 2000s, along the lines of Lost Prophets, Funeral Friend, The Automatic, and so many more. I'm pretty certain all the bands back then came from Wales. Sean's also one half of the Sappenin Podcast alongside his co-host Morgan Richards, talking to artists all over the world, and the only podcast to complete the McFly Infinity Gauntlet. This podcast is absolutely amazing. I had so much fun doing this interview. Like, Sean is amazing.
you say McFly Infinity Gauntlet. The Infinity Gauntlet is 5 stones, isn't it?
It is. That's what they called it on Sappenin Podcast. So Morgan was like, we've finished the McFly Infinity Gauntlet. And I was like, I really like that. That's a cool way of wording it.
Sorry, Morgan. I apologise. I know there's only 4 members, but there's 5 stones. So unless one's been on twice, I don't know. Get the manager on. I don't know.
The girl with 5 colours in her hair could be the 5th one. But then I don't know if I had her on the show. Maybe not. I'll take that back. I don't know.
I wonder where she is now. I wonder who that girl was. Anyway, never mind. Yeah, this interview is amazing. It's all sorts of mental, which I love. It's just all sorts of crazy. We just chat a lot of shit. There's some conspiracy theories in there for you. There's some comedy bits in there. And what I love more than anything was Sean was like, it's this video. And we're like, yeah, it goes, good to know, because the last time I started picking my nose. And what did he do? So it was great. Sean, you are a legend, and it meant the world that you came on our show. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your insanely busy schedule to come and chat to us. And I know you had an interview straight after hours for your own show. So yeah, it was graciously appreciated. But let me just check that. Jamie!
Yes, sir.
You, my friend, you happen to have any final words at all?
Just a massive thank you to Sean. Massively appreciate you taking the time to sit and chat with us. This was so much fun. Everyone go check out Sappenin, go check out Raiders, go check out The Blackout, go check out everything this man's involved in, because it's all wonderful.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, interviewing this week, it's Sean Smith.
Ladies and gentlemen, this week I'm going to be a very happy giddy child because I get to hear a Welsh accent. Yes! Cast your minds back to July this year at 2000 Trees, where we interrupted a man eating a very suspicious-looking goat curry and asked him to have a chat with us, which he very kindly did. And, well, he's back. Joining us today is one of the singers of the recently reformed The Blackout and the Raiders. He's also one of the hosts of the world-famous Sappenin Podcast, the man who came third in sexiest male category in the 2008 Readers' Poll for Kerrang! Magazine. Boys and girls, put your hands together as we welcome you to the Chronicles of Sean Smith.
Yes, can I clap myself? I'm clapping myself.
You can clap yourself, of course.
Also came 5th sexist female in Kerrang! 1 year as well. So
what?
Yeah, just Google it. It's a thing. So like, imagine, right, if you are not. So say I can't remember exactly who it was, but say it's Hayley Williams, Amy Lee, Gwen Stefani, and Who was back in rock at those times? The girl from
Lacuna Coil.
Cassidy Pope. Let's say it's that, right? Right.
Why not?
And then you see number 5, Sean Smith, the Blackout. Imagine being any girl in rock who wasn't 4 places above me. You'd be fucking furious, wouldn't you? Jesus Christ, this ugly, long-headed Welsh fella has placed higher above me. Oh, I'd be blood red mad. Yeah, so if I was that girl from Lacuna Coil, oof, I'd have kicked right off with Kerrang.
Does that even happen?
I don't know. I don't know. Looking back on it now, right? I was having a think about this the other day. Looking back on our relationship with Kerrang back in those days, I don't think anyone at Kerrang liked the Blackout, but we were doing so well that they couldn't ignore us. So, for example, right, I've got a Kerrang cover up on the wall by you. It says the Blackout, the best live band in Britain. How the hell did that happen? Like, you didn't need to put that bit on the end, did you?
They actually put that on the cover. How did that happen?
Yeah, how did that happen? And the funny thing is with that episode is if you open it up, it's got like a section for like the world's top 10 live bands, right? So we are Britain's best live band according to the cover, right? But then when you open up best world live bands, number 1 is Enter Shikari. Last time I checked, also British.
Yeah.
So they're the best live band in Britain at the time, weren't they? You fucking idiots. But anyway, let's move on. That editor of Kerrang is no more, so that's good.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I know we started off a bit on a downer, and I'm gonna nudge that a little bit, then we'll get the fuck out of it.
Here we go.
No, I'm only intrigued because I just want to know how your pandemic season was, how things were for you during the lockdown and whatnot.
Hectic at first, and then worked out extremely well, absolutely extremely well, especially for my podcast. We ended up doing them over Zoom for the first time during the pandemic. Our first one was Robert McCracken of The Used, and he was in Australia at the time. So, yeah, if it wasn't for the pandemic, I think there's loads of guests that we had who we wouldn't have had in real life. So, like, we had Steve Vai, the guitar guru. We had guitar guru. It sounds like a job. We had Dave Lombardo from Slayer, who's also in that new band with Simon from Biffy Clyro. Yeah, we had a bunch of people that I never thought we'd probably ever speak to in the flesh. So it worked out quite well. But I did get COVID. I've had it twice now. And I had it 2 weeks ago, actually, and it was fucking dreadful. But yeah, I caught it. And yeah, it was okay for me business-wise. I guess personally, not so great because I previously, in the end of 2019, me and my girlfriend at the time had split up. So I had to move back home for that period, which wasn't fun. But then also during that period, my father, who got diagnosed with dementia, that sent him somehow insanely downhill. And yeah, so he ended up going to hospital, and we didn't see him for 6 months during that because of the lockdown shit. So yeah, by the time we saw him, yeah, pretty much gone. But yeah, so yeah, nice one, Tom. You literally have taken us as down as it can go. Anyway, also around that time, I had a friend kill. No, carry on. I won't go into that. But yeah.
Sean, I'm so sorry.
It's all right. No, it's fine. I'm all good with it. Yeah, it's what happened, isn't it? We don't talk about what happened. It's not like yeah. It's done. It's done. So yeah, hopefully we don't have another one of them, but at the same time, you know, if we need another lockdown, I don't see why we don't do it. But also we now know there's so many people who are against them that it's almost going to be pointless. That's the worry now, is when something more deadly comes along and people are like, no, man, I got no GCSEs or any fucking skills whatsoever, but I read on Facebook that Tony Blair is making a virus out of gravel, and he's trying to put it into everybody's eyes so they can make the 6G, which they're working on at the moment. Shut up. Just shut up, innit? One of my friend's dads, right, who's a mad... Well, he's not a conspiracy theorist. He just thinks he's delivering the news to the world, right? So he's not like... Yeah. He posted a video the other day, right? You know the Maui wildfires?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So in Hawaii, in Maui at the moment, they had wildfires that fucking decimated loads of homes, and then not the billionaires' homes. And people are like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Must be the billionaires fucking setting fire to the other people's homes so they can have the land. And it's like, oh, maybe the billionaires' houses are situated slightly away from the fire and are not as flammable. But anyway, my friend's father posted a video saying that the Maui wildfires were started by Oprah Winfrey. You wait, whoa, Tom. It gets more ridiculous.
Okay.
How did she start these fires? You are probably thinking. Well, the answer is a giant space laser. Right? So Oprah Winfrey, that's right, billionaire TV host Oprah Winfrey has used the American government's secret space laser that none of us are supposed to know about. Instead of using it on fucking Russia and ending the war in Ukraine, they've lent it to Oprah Winfrey, who has set fire to Maui using the secret space laser. But you know what's giving it away? Oh, you'll never guess what, guys. So the pop brand Mountain Dew, I'm guessing you've heard of it, right? Mountain Dew, right? They have a flavour which they've had for a couple of months, if not years now, called Maui Blast, right?
Yes.
Well, that was a wink to what was going to come. So Oprah must have taken out advertising with Mountain Dew at this point. Anyway, right? And do you know why it all makes sense? Because Dew in Mountain Dew stands for direct energy weapon.
For fuck's sake.
That's my friend's grown-up father, who posts about how much he hates immigrants all the time, because they're scroungers while he's been on disability for 20 years. So yeah, that's and also there's nothing wrong with it. So,
always the way.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. Yeah. Post homophobic shit. Got a wife who definitely looks like a man. It's mental. Like, it's mental. It's all. Have you noticed that? It's all homophobes, right? The girlfriends always look like fellas. It's mad, like. Oh, I hate gays. You're fucking on.
Holy shit. Have I just opened up? No, you're all right, Sean. I feel like I've opened something up inside of it. It's been sat there for a while.
Oh, yeah. No, well, I woke up depressed and I saw my father's friend posting more bollocks. And I was like, I can't be having this forever. Like, I've got to release it. So, yeah, I'm doing it. Like, I posted about that Mountain Dew thing earlier because literally fullfact.org had to verify that Mountain Dew had nothing to do with the Maui wildfires and a giant laser from space. You get a space laser. You get a space laser. What? It's not happened, is it?
I just want to know what Oprah's got against Hawaii. Like,
but no, she's done it, see, because she's already got a mansion there, right? But she needs more land. And apparently she tried to buy some land off someone a while ago and they might have said no. So what she's done is she's killed thousands of people using a mysterious laser nobody knew about. But the problem is, we all know about it now, do we? So you can't go sneakily using it, America.
Well, life lesson, never say no to Oprah Winfrey.
Well, fuck that. No chance.
We all know now.
Yeah. That's how she got a rock in. Because her and The Rock have been doing like please try and give money to Maui. And as much as I see the hypocrisy in the fact that she's a billionaire and she's given like $1 million or whatever it is, which is like 0.1% of what she's worth or whatever. But I kind of see that. But the rest of it, where they've just gone Mountain Dew, Maui Black, like, how do you put those things together? Like, that's the most stoned joke of an idea. That's something you get stoned with the boys and go, oh, fine. I reckon Dew stands for direct energy. Maui Blast, bro. Oh my God, bro. If somebody made a genuine TikTok that's been seen by millions of people with that bollocks, and people are going, yeah, man, that's dead right. And it's like, we're dead. We're all dead wrong. We're fucking doomed. Like,
Yeah.
So this conversation we had before we went on about bringing kids up in this world, I
Yeah.
agree. I'm going to send them back. Yeah, I agree.
well, yeah. I hope we've kept the receipts.
There must be around
Yeah,
somewhere.
Yeah, go back to the missus with a receipt and go. I'd like to bring these back, please. Can you put them back? Can you send them back to the factory? And she's like, no chance. Not a God no. No.
Oh, right, Sean, take us back to the days of young Master Smith. What did you want to be when you were growing up? Has it always been the world of music for you, or was it train driver or whatever young Welsh boys want to be?
Train driver. Well, no, coal miners, isn't it? It's coal miners.
I'll be coal miners, yeah.
Or yeah. Competition sheep riders. When I was younger, I wanted to be a footballer for a bit. And then I had an ingrowing toenail one year. So it's relatively good in goals, right? I was a goalkeeper as well, obviously, because it's running about and lots of attention in it. So, so yeah, I was quite good at that. Played for like the school area and South Wales for college and stuff. And then, yeah, I had an ingrowing toenail. Went to Reading the same year that I had my toenail removed. And I saw Lost Prophets play the Carlin stage it was back then, and I went, oh, go on, and I'll give that a go. And then I wanted to be a frontman for a while, but I think genuinely think in my heart I've always wanted to be a comedian. So I believe I'm a comedian trapped inside a frontman's body. Yeah, I'm technically a trans comedian. In a way, if that's the thing. Also, no offense to any trans people, I didn't mean that as a thing. I was just saying there's a comedian inside me, trapped, that I can't get out because I'm so ADHD riddled, as again, everybody can tell from this conversation, that I can't write anything down. So if I think of a joke, so like all our Mountain Dew stuff, right? As much as it's true, I'd also, I thought about saying that out loud, because I know what the funny bits are. But if I've got to write anything down, no way. Literally it turns into work the moment. Like if I got a pen now and write some funny jokes about fucking Mountain Dew. Like my brain will go, you're making it into a job. This isn't fun. Whereas either off the cuff or I've got something that I know is funny in this topic and I'm fine. It's like I went out with my friend, he's a comedian, his name's Tom Deacon. He was in Cardiff a couple of weeks ago. And I just said to him, I was like, is it frowned upon to just go up there and do crowd work? And he was like, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's what all like newcomers do. And I was like, yeah, but I would be very good at there's no, I'd be next level at it. But yeah, so it's slowly happening. I've got a friend called Vix as well, Vix Layton. She's a comedian from Cardiff, and she's put me on a couple of comedy things so far. It's all like panel based. And I'm doing one in November in London as well now. So I'm slowly getting there. But it's the old fear of writing it down. And I don't know what that is, apart from maybe my ADHD.
What about voice noting it?
I don't. There's something that seems to be with notes in general, because I have written stuff down, but it just, when I go to read it back, it's so shit, or isn't what I'd obviously written down, which was funny enough for me to actually take the fucking time to write it down. And I look back and I listen back and I'm like, it's not that funny now. But in the moment, it was fucking brilliant. It's like I'm a brilliant comedian in the moment. If I've got to work anything out, we're in trouble. But yeah, so yeah, comedian, I think, because I just remember seeing comedy when I was younger and seeing people like Jasper Carrott, Birmingham's finest. Jasper Carrott, I liked Dave Allen, he's an Irish comedian. I liked I think it's because they made my parents laugh. And then I was like, oh, I want to be able to do it. And then probably the greatest sound in the world is my mother laughing. So that's what I've always wanted to do. So I guess in a way, 50%, I'm kind of doing it because there's moments in between songs with both Raiders and the Blackout and during a podcast where I get to be the comedian I've always wanted to be, I guess. So, yeah, I'm kind of half living my dream, but also it's a fucking fantastic dream to have been in the, to have the other side of it, the front man side of it, I guess, because, who would have thought? I literally saw a school teacher the other day and she was like, oh, you did well for yourself. And I was like, yes, mad, innit, with my ADHD. And me and her started talking about like mental health stuff. And she was like, oh, yeah, we didn't really have any mental health things back in those days. And she was like, the only person we knew who had any sort of like mental health or mental disability. And she named this one boy. And I was like, oh, yeah, well, we all knew that because, it's obvious. And then so I said to her, I was like, guess what he's doing now? And she's like, what? And I was like, a tattooist. And she was like, oh, my God, you've got to check the spelling, surely. But yeah, it was just mad. Like, I'd always, like, she knew that I was going to have, well, I'd probably be dead or I would have had to have gone on to be a front man or a comedian or somebody that had attention to him that was saying funny stuff in front of people, because that's all I did through school as well.
I listened to your Clash at the Castle pod earlier because we are also massive wrestling fans as well. Nice. And there's one thing you said to Bianca Belair that I actually spat my tea out everywhere, which is when she said that she loved the Welsh accent. It went, well, it sounds like we're talking through soup. And it absolutely destroyed me.
Nice, yeah. Oh, that's Welsh, isn't it? It's like, yeah. It's either talking through soup or being sick into a bucket. Frankly, what? Did you just say a place name at the end? Yeah, that's what it is, nice. There you go. There's the longest town name in Wales in the style of somebody being sick into a bucket. So, yeah. Improv as well. Improv as well, boys.
You were saying there, like, you saw Lost Prophets and you're like, that, I want to do that. Was it always frontman and sing a few? Or was there ever like, I want to play guitar, bass, drums?
No, I've got no musical talent whatsoever. Like if you've ever seen the Blackout or whatever, you'll know that. But I can piece together a melody. I can write a hell of a chorus. Like a lot of the Blackout stuff is just genuinely me and Gavin working together on the choruses and stuff like that, and then our verse parts are normally our own verse parts or whatever. But yeah, no, I can't. It's again ADHD. I can't sit down with anything. I can't sit down with a guitar and look at it. I've written guitar parts for the Blackout, but they're literally ones where they were playing the song and I just grabbed it and I just went ding, 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 ding. Oh, that sounded all right, and then played it to the boys and went, oh, that does sound quite nice. But yeah, I can't learn in stuff. Like I just can't sit down and be like, right then, how do I play guitar? Or drums is fucking insane. Anyone who plays drums, right, as a mad brain, because how the fuck you get all of your limbs doing separate shit, right, while counting in your head? I can't even count in my head. Let alone do the other stuff. I get that phone and I'm lost. So if you're in one of them fucking maths bands or fucking Tool or fucking prog bands or any of that shit, your drummer's a fucking maths genius. Like, they need to fucking quit and get into accounting or whatever, because drums ain't going to pay the bills, boys. But maths will. So, yeah, I can't. Originally, so in the band, I was originally like screamer / DJ because I had decks at the time. I had...
Amazing.
Yeah, because I was into like hard house before I was into rock. And then, so yeah, I was scratch DJ for a while because I saw Lost Prophets and Limp Bizkit as scratch DJ, but I was fucking awful. But then luckily, during one rehearsal, I tried to do my usual scream and an actual scream came out and everybody stopped and just looked at me and I was like, oh, I'm finally above the law. Here we go. And then, yes, I learned to scream and then... yeah, I think after a while it became obvious that I wanted to be one of the two front men. So, yeah. So here we are today.
I take it Gav did a lot of the writing down, though.
Obviously, yeah. But spelling the words disastrously wrong. Yeah. Yeah, Wolves. No, yeah, he did a lot of the writing, and like writing down anyway. But yeah. Oh.
So was the Blackout your first band that you done, or was there other bands before then?
So the Blackout prior to that was called 10-Minute Preview, and it had 5 of us in. So it had everybody bar Bob, who's guitarist now in the Blackout and Raiders. And yeah, we were called 10-Minute Preview, and that was the first ever band I was in. But it wasn't. Yeah, so first band, me and Gavin have both been in, whereas everybody else was already in another band at the time. And then we added Bob about 2 years after starting 10-Minute Preview. We named ourselves after the porn section they used to get at 12 o'clock on the old Sky channels. Yeah, 10-Minute Preview, because we were like, oh, that's funny. Boobs. We're funny, man. So, yeah, it turns out I wasn't always a good comedian. But yeah, so in the end, we ended up. Thing is, I've always been in a band with shit band names. Like, I cannot. Again, it's probably ADHD. Just going like, yeah, whatever. I don't care. I don't care what it's called. Let's just fucking play songs. So the Blackout, it's a bad name, innit? We once had 200 skinheads turn up to see us play in Switzerland or Poland or something like that, and I think they thought the name meant something else. So that was awkward. And we played Warped Tour once, and it was a big shirtless guy standing in the middle of the pit, and as soon as we went on, he went, oh, and then turned around and walked away, and he had white pride tattooed across his shoulders. And we were like, you got the name wrong, guys. Like, it's about power outage, not about getting rid of a race, you mad fucks. But yeah, imagine being a racist skinhead, right? You're there with your racist skinhead mates, and we're like, yeah, look at your racist band, right? Class. And you turn up, and my floppy fucking fringe turns up. Camp as hell. Jesus Christ. You've got to be gutted. I can see why they were so angry now, to be honest. It does make sense. Yeah, it's like the time I almost got killed in Ireland because I didn't know that you don't call Derry London Derry. You don't call Derry by the exact name it actually has on all of the signs entering the town because they don't like the word London.
What?
Yeah. Well, it's Ireland, isn't it? They hate you lot, don't they? Because you lot fucking nearly starved them all to death like bastards. So yeah, they don't like that. So go on, Tom.
I just want to say one thing, Sean. Sorry, I'm actually not English. I'm from Scotland, but I don't have a Scottish accent. So
you're all right. You're all right then. It's just Jamie.
Yeah,
it's just Jamie who tried to get them all.
Yeah.
It's just Jamie. It's the Irish. I want them all dead. So what I ended up doing is, one of our friends was on the tour. I had to come on stage and was like, "Oh yeah, so there's someone here from like the Northern Republican Army who said if you mention Londonderry again, they're going to kill you." And I said something like, "Oh, I don't care about your stupid war over your daft religions because I don't." But nothing happened to me. But we did get, we did end up going out to a van after it, and 2 massive meatheads got in the back of the van and sat down. And we were like, "Oh, boys!" And for some reason, for 10 seconds, I thought I was the hardest man in the world screaming at these boys. I think it's because I knew the end was coming. So I was like, I'm just going to go for it now. And then these 2 guys are going to fucking kill me. And that's, at least I tried, didn't I? And I shouted these 2 guys out of our van, which was mad. I was like, fucking hell, I'm solid. Apparently I'm fucking, my scream portrays that of fucking Arnie in Predator. I don't care what's going on here.
There's the Welshness coming out of you. Maybe it's just the fact they didn't realise you actually weren't from England. They were like, oh.
That's true. Yeah, as soon as we pulled up, there was a sign that said "Kill all Brits," and we were like, "Oh, leave us out of this, will you? I got fuck all to do with this, bro. I quite like you lot."
Yeah,
you mad fuckers. But yeah, so that's how the band started. What the fuck?
Do you think the sorry, Jamie, go on.
No. I was going to say, like, those years, like, when the Blackout first started and stuff, was mind-blowing for Welsh music. You know, like, you guys, Kids in Glass Houses, Lost Prophets, Funeral for a Friend, The Automatic, probably tons more I've missed. What the fuck was in the drinking water in Wales back then? Like, It's nuts.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was the inspiration of seeing other bands do well. So, for example, like I was really into, like I said, I was into hard house and stuff, and then I saw Stereophonics was the first live gig I ever went to. Saw them in a stadium. Everybody in South Wales was wearing bootcut jeans and fucking into India at the time. And then all of a sudden, fucking Lost Prophets appeared, and people were like, "What the fuck? We can do the music we genuinely like and be from a small Welsh town. This is fucking mad." So, like, yeah, seeing them for the first time, like when I said about that Reading thing came after I saw him playing Blackwood Miners. Was the second gig I ever went to. Was Lost Prophets downstairs in Blackwood Miners. It was about 500 people, absolutely sold out. And it was the first time I ever saw Circle Pit. I saw Jamie, the DJ, running on people's heads. I'd never seen that before. I saw him spitting just basically into the crowd. And I was like, how did I not figure you were allowed to do that? That's mad. And they literally made me go, oh, well, I didn't, like, we genuinely didn't think, we loved new metal and stuff like that, but then to be able to go and play those songs, we never thought there'd be anyone cool from South Wales to do it. So with Lost Prophets coming along, they basically opened the floodgates for loads of bands to be like, oh, well, we can make like American style rock, I guess. It doesn't have to be fucking singing in a local accent over indie music, which then went on to make Arctic Monkeys millions of pounds. So congratulations to those lads. But yeah, it was just it was a breath of fresh air, just having Lost Prophets and then being 15 miles away from where I live like this. What? You can be in a cool band and live in a shit town in South Wales? Nuts. So that's what I think it just became a hunger that loads of bands were like, oh, well, let's fucking try. Let's at least try. And then Film for a Friend, like fucking, they popped up and they were amazing. The Blackout did all right. Kids in Glass Houses were killing it. Like you said, The Automatic. The band called Onda McLean, who I loved, were fucking brilliant. Yeah, there's loads. Next 9 Years were a band who didn't do as well as they deserve to do. Some of them are in a band called On Guard now, who are great. People should check out. There was loads. Bullet. Yeah, but the thing is, with Bullet, I don't count Bullet as one of those Welsh theme bands because they never were friends with any of those bands.
Okay.
So what happened was, so before Bullet were Bullet for Valentine, they were called Jeff Kill John, right? And they were like a new metal band. And Boyo, Matt Tuck would wear, he'd have like spiky dreads and he'd wear a visor and a shirtless, sleeveless cardigan. There's videos online. Have a look for Jeff Kill John. But when Bullet for Valentine first had their first like introducing thing in Kerrang, what Matt did was, rather than talk about Bullet, he like spent half the thing slagging Watkins off, right? Which, looking back on it, is unbelievable hindsight, right? But at the time, it ruffled so many feathers within the scene to be, because basically he said something like, "Why is Fern Cotton with him? Why have rump steak when you can have sirloin or filet mignon," or whatever he fucking said. He basically just, rather than talk about how brilliant Bullet were, he talk shit on Watkins, and then because so many bands were friends with them, you were kind of put in like a side, I guess. So like, yeah, Bullet just kind of came out of nowhere and didn't really hang about with Funeral, Kids in Glass Houses, Lost Prophets, Sent Mike, like any of us really, until much later on, I guess. So yeah, I don't really count. Well, they're the most successful one out of the bunch, really, but I don't really count them as part of that scene, which is strange because they were about at the time, but they were doing their own thing and in London, and they were called Opportunity in Chicago for 5 minutes as well. So that was another mad name they had.
There we are. Did they randomly have an opportunity in Chicago, or was it just?
I don't know. I have no idea. Should have been called Opportunity in Bridgend. But yeah, got a lot of love for the Bullet Boys though. But yeah, for years it was just like, well, if you're friends with them, you can't be friends with them. And it was always a bit strange until one day we were on tour in Italy and we had a day off, and Bullet were playing somewhere, and we got invited along. And then we took out guitar tech Jamie with us, and Jamie is now the bassist in Bullet and Valentine. So, small world.
I love it.
Crazy.
So you guys found success pretty quickly, like touring all over the world after the first album was released, selling out London Astoria, fastest selling album in your label's history, etc. At what point did you guys realise you had something there, though? You're like, no, we've this has gone beyond just us messing around now. This is something.
I think it was probably when we did our first like London headline tour show, and it sold out, and it was in King's College, and we had touts outside and people selling fake t-shirts. So we were like, yes, we're a fucking proper band. This is class.
It's a Bernie t-shirt. It's a Bernie t-shirt. I love those guys.
I sell any texts. Any texts? I'll sell any texts. Terrible Scouse accent, but terrible accent. So yeah, I think that was kind of the first time. But yeah, I didn't, because like I never really believed we were any good. I just knew that we were entertaining. So I didn't even think it would ever like take off. It's like when Lost Prophets started taking us on tours and stuff, I was like, oh, they're just doing this because we're friends and I'm funny, like. And then it ended up people actually genuinely did enjoy the music, which was bizarre to me, but cool, I guess, because I got to live a dream, like. So yeah, that was probably it. King's College, London. We spent all of our fee. This is a running theme of the Blackout. We spent all of our fee from that show on 18 guitar cabs. We had 18 guitar cabs on stage, right? It doesn't fit 18 guitar cabs, by the way. We had 18 guitar cabs on stage. Literally had an inch either side of our cymbals, between the guitar cabs and our drummer cymbal, and we had so many strobes, right, that at one point Bob closed his eyes and he couldn't tell if his eyes were open or closed, and he didn't know where he was anymore.
Jesus Christ.
But then you mentioned the Astoria. When we did the Astoria, we spent all our fee on ramps because it was such a big room. We were like, oh, let's get ramps and stuff like that. And literally, I ran up to see Snoz once, and I was like, I won't see you for the rest of the gig. I'm not doing that again. Fuck that. But yeah, we did Reading one year, and we spent all our fee having stormtroopers with us. They followed us around the festival. It actually got us a lot more press than we had booked. So, and that's not why we did it. We did it because we just wanted to have stormtroopers on stage and come on to the Death March and have Bob dressed up as Darth Vader, as you do. So yeah, we are renowned for spending the majority of our money on production to make it a good night.
But it clearly worked, because I think I've lost count, Sean, the amount of times I've seen you guys live. I've actually lost count. I absolutely loved the Welsh scene back in the day. I grew up in Cheltenham, which is obviously just over the bridge. I now live in your wonderful country.
Yes.
But yeah, I used to come over the border all the time to come and see you guys, come and see Prophets, Funeral for a Friend. Like, I just loved that scene so much. And I think I remember the Stormtroopers. It was a festival, wasn't it? Yeah,
Reading. Yeah, it was a Reading one year.
Yeah, I was there for that. Like, it just, you had some absolute bangers. Like, I'm not, I don't mean to suck your dick, but High Tide Baby, absolutely, yeah, fair enough. It's High Tide Baby is absolutely fucking phenomenal. Children of the Night, Murder in the Make Believe Ballroom, yeah, Save Ourselves, Higher and Higher, I absolutely loved. And you're in that fucking music video with that truck, and you're all flying about. Like, was that actually driving with you flying about the place, or what?
No, that was completely static for the whole time, the whole filming. There was a bit of shaking from the outside, I think. Yeah, sorry to crush dreams. And also, yeah, I'm going to do it again now. Also, Hyro isn't a 2D advertisement either. He's actually a real person, so he wasn't actually talking or rapping on the side of that van.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But the fella doing the flips did all the flips, like Damien Walters. So basically, that idea for that video came about because I found him on YouTube. I think it was... He's got a show reel anyway. It might have been 2011, 2010 or something like that. And he he just does mad shit. It was like a mixture of parkour and gymnastics. And we were like, we should definitely have him in a video. And that was it. Then we were like, right, we've got to base an whole video now around we've got this man. Can we now make up a video idea? So yeah, that's how that came about. That was a good one. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No, not at all. I love the idea of him running around and in the video just stopping and going, parkour, and then carrying on.
Parkour! Yeah. Well, apparently they told us, because we weren't there all day filming when they were doing his part, they were saying that he couldn't really keep still, and like he'd be standing there and all of a sudden he'd just go and just do a backflip and just be from feet to feet, like, yeah, there you go. Imagine being that fucking skilled that you're like, oh, I'm bored, I'm just gonna do a backflip. I'd always be doing backflip. I'd be in constant state of motion, I think.
You're doing it now.
Sean, stop it, will you? Stop it. All right, 2 seconds. Enjoying the
See you go around, you're talking every time your face gets to the camera, you'd say something else, disappear, come back again, talk.
All right. Yeah. How's it going? Yeah.
My favorite thing about that Higher and Higher video is I remember watching that on Kerrang back in the day, and right at the end of the video, you walk out of the truck and just go, fuck here now. And I was like, thanks for that, TV.
Yeah. Well, I did that because they weren't really I don't know if you can hear it, but you can see that I say it. And I purposely did that. Oh, fuck. It was something like thank fuck or for fuck's sake or something like that.
Yeah, what was it?
I did it in because I knew comedy-wise that there was probably going to be sound over that, whatever. But if you just look at me, you're going to see me swearing live on TV. So the fact they made it in was fucking brilliant. But yeah, we did another video for a song called The Storm, where I was underwater for it. And I thought that the production team would have like divers and stuff to make me have the ability to, I don't know, maybe breathe underwater.
Might be nice.
No, man. I was just in a suit, in a baths, in a swimming pool, genuinely drowning. It was fucking terrifying. But yeah. So yeah, what else have we done video-wise? Never by Your Side. We were too close to fire for hours. That was fun. What else? Yeah, we've done some mad stuff.
I'm trying to.
But we shouldn't have been. Yeah, we shouldn't have been allowed to.
Is it Start the Party? It's in Ibiza or something like that. Yeah.
Start the Party and Running Scared. We went to Ibiza with Matthew Pritchard, which I can tell you right now is an absolute fucking treat, because wherever he goes, he drinks for free, and he's an absolute fucking maniac, and he literally started the party wherever we went. So yeah, it was fucking wild. Like at 4:00, Bob had to walk off to have a tactical spew so he could carry on. Because we were in Pike's Hotel in Ibiza, and that's where Freddie Mercury used to stay, which means Pritch loves it because Pritch loves all things Freddie Mercury. And I believe that night, somebody broke Freddie Mercury's bed. But yeah, I won't name him, but it was definitely Pritch.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, that was a fucking brilliant one. Yeah, that was wild because we just got to fucking hang out in fucking Ibiza for 2 days. Was it 2 days, 3 days maybe? And we shot 2 videos. We once shot 2 videos as well, Save Ourselves and Children of the Night. We shot in LA in 20 hours. We did both videos for 20 hours in the same place. And it turned out that room that we shot those 2 videos in, it was like a massive warehouse. That was also the room that that I realized that Take It Back Sunday recorded Make Damn Sure in. They got a video with like a big fan.
Yeah.
It's got a big fan, and the bassist falls over and all that shit, and he's swinging a mic on his neck and all that. With that big fan was like behind the Children of the Night set. That room with a big fan, yeah. So yeah, mad how all these things kind of connect.
Yeah, absolutely. Were you a fan of making videos, like, or did you get like, fuck, I can't be dealing with this?
Yeah, I don't mind it. It's just, it can be long and boring, I guess. But at the end, you can't complain. It's better than fucking doing a 9-to-5 job. So shut the fuck up, anybody who complains about doing music videos when other people have genuinely got fucking actual hard work jobs. Like,
fair point.
You know, it's don't get me wrong, it's sitting about a lot, but it's not like you can't check your phone, or you can't have a laptop with you, or you can't be watching something on the slide. Like, so yeah, it's just, yeah, I don't mind the video. I just, if it's anything to do with the music and performing, I like it. So I'm all for them.
Speaking of loving music and performing, what I can imagine was a major career highlight for you. Everything we know about you is 2010. You went on tour with Limp Bizkit. Can you remember getting that invite and she'd be like, "Holy fuck"?
Yeah, yeah. I remember where were we? I want to say we were in Germany at the time at like a punk festival. Yeah, we did a punk festival that was in Germany. For some reason, they invited us on Thursday, right? So us, the Blackout on Thursday, were both there going, "Why are we here? This is strange." And everybody else in shorts and got trumpets and that. And we're like, "What the fuck's going on? We're all dressed in black, somber. Why the fuck are we at this punk festival?" And then, yeah, we had a phone call. It was just a phone call or email off our booking agent at the time, Sean Goulden. And he said, "Good news for you. You've been offered the Limp Bizkit tour in Europe. Bad news is you're going to be losing 18 grand. Basically, by the end of it, with costs of like running the bus and all that shit. Do you want to do it?" So I replied instantly, going, "Yes, of course, I fucking do want to do it." And yeah, that happened. And yeah, they invited us out on tour with them. At the time, my display picture was me with a big blonde helmet hair, but I had blood running down my face because I'd been smashing my head with my microphone. So I had blood down my face. And as we walked into the first aeroplane hangar of the tour, because that's what it was like leisure centres and aeroplane hangars with Limp Bizkit. Come on down. And yeah, so we did it for the first date, and Fred Durst was on stage, and he went, "Hey, Sean, I love your Twitter picture, man." And I was like, "Boys, he knows who I am. My life is complete." So yeah, that was fucking unbelievable. That tour was great. We didn't expect to even fucking talk to them or meet them, and they couldn't have been nicer. At one point, I made a joke about telling John Otto to fuck off out of a dressing room because he was in it more than he was in his own. But he took us to the massive bridge over and over again, so he's allowed to do that. And yeah, that tour was fucking absolutely magic. I remember Sam Rivers, a couple of dates in, was like, "You guys are doing better than almost every other support band we've ever had," because by now they're normally being booed or yeah, just not having a good time. And he's like, "It doesn't matter if they're hip-hop, if they're new metal, if they're metal." He's like, "Our fans don't tend to, like, they're here for Limp Bizkit, and that is it."
Yeah.
But yeah, we ended up winning a lot of them over. We were playing a song called Spread Legs, Not Lies, which I said to Sam Rivers, "How come you guys don't play Pollution from the first album?" And he said, "Because you're already playing it." And that was basically a nod to the fact that Spread Legs, Not Lies is the exact same opening riff as fucking Pollution. It's not far off at all. But the fact that Sam Rivers went, "Because you're already playing it," and we were like, "Oh, you have watched us. Fair enough. We've been caught." But yeah, it was good. It was a fucking dream come true. And then I mention on every podcast I'm on, but yeah, if you YouTube Limp Bizkit and the Blackout, there's a video of me singing Counterfeit with Limp Bizkit, and it was literally a dream come true. I don't know of another band that I could have performed with that I loved more than I loved Limp Bizkit. Like I've sang with Lost Prophets, I've sang with Limp Bizkit. There's no other bands I love who I could Face No More, but that wouldn't happen because I'm awful at singing any of those Face No More songs, and so yeah, it just wouldn't happen. So There's no, I completed it. I completed singing guesting with my favorite band. Like.
That's amazing. Didn't that Limp Bizkit come along because you wrote Fred a letter or something?
Yeah. So yeah, we'd been on that tour for like 12 days, and I was being a bit cheeky, so I wrote a letter that said, and I remember it verbatim. Dear Limp Bizkit, the Blackout year, you might remember us from the last 12 shows. Is there any chance of you playing the Rock Mosh Anthem Counterfeit, as none of us have seen you guys play it live? No worries if not. Thank you very much. Love from the Blackout. And I give it to Fred's bodyguard, because Fred was downstairs already sound checking. So I give it to his bodyguard, thinking his bodyguard will read this, call me pathetic, and then rip it up. And then we were in our dressing room, we had a knock on the door, and it was Gabe, who is Fred's personal assistant. And he knocked the door and said, "Oh, Limp Bizkit want to see you downstairs." And I was like, "Oh, boys, I think I've got us kicked off the tour." Because we were sick. We were fucking sick of people going, play stuff off your first EP. You know, the bits where the songs don't make sense and it's just they all just happen to be in the same key. So I was expecting them to go, "Boys, we've got fucking chocolate starfish, man. Why do you need things off $3 bill?" And we got there and Fred went, "If we're going to do the song, you got to sing it, man." I was like, "All right, yeah." So he handed me a wireless microphone and he said, "The old man TV's in the middle." He had like an auto cue. So if you can see Limp Bizkit now, he's always got like 3 monitors in front of him. One by there, one by there, one by there. And the middle one is a auto cue. Where he's got a guy on the side who's scrolling through the lyrics like that, which is a mad job. You think by now this should be sort of automation. Like AI should be able to do this for him. But no, apparently not. And so I did like the most virgin thing you could ever do, right? No offense to any virgin. I stepped over the TV and I looked him in his face and I went, "I was born to do this."
Yes.
Dead
God,
serious,
son.
like a virgin, like. And then I proceeded to do an impression of Fred Durst at Fred Durst for 4 minutes. So yeah, it was good. It was real good. It's the time of my life, really. And yeah, 2 videos of us. We did it 2 nights. We did it that first night in Hamburg, and then the second one was in Norway or Denmark, I think. Copenhagen, I think it was. And then on the last day, we turned up and Limp Bizkit cancelled the gig and went home. So we didn't even get to say bye. It was the weirdest ending to a tour we've ever had. Yeah, very sad. But yeah. And I went to see him in Gunnersbury the other day. And I thought, this is fucking classy in Limp Bizkit in 2023. Let's go buy a hoodie so I will always remember this. And then I got to the merch stand and Limp Bizkit was selling exactly 0 merchandise items. They were playing a gig to 30,000 people and I hadn't thought of getting a single fucking t-shirt made. And that sent me blood red mad. Like, I think it's because they did merch not long ago, or the last batch of merch they did, some people complained it wasn't good quality. So Fred's decided not to make himself hundreds of thousands of pounds anymore. Doesn't make sense, like, you fucking maniac. He's a chocolate starfish, like. He could do what he wants. Yeah.
I'll tell you what is absolutely unbelievable. 250 episodes of Sappenin Podcast. Unbelievable, yes. Sean.
Yes, absolutely, it is.
Incredible.
250 weeks in a row. I really wish we hadn't decided to do it weekly. I really wish it was fucking twice a month or once a month maybe. But yeah, so and also we've run out of our backlog now as well, because normally we keep a few in the bag, you know, to get them out if needs be. And yeah, we've caught up. So after this now, as soon as we finish, I have to go and speak straight away to Cassidy Pope. So she'll be this week's guest as well, I'd imagine, because we've got nobody else. So, but yeah, it's mad. I can't believe it. I started it because I tell this to every guest we have on in the beginning. I started it because I was a front man in a band that did surprisingly well for 10 years, and then we got found out. And then when the band quit, I had to do a frontman job, because frontmen can only do certain jobs, can't they? They can either be a tattooist, but I can't draw, a barber, look at my haircut choices. I shouldn't be allowed to make other people's haircut choices, right? Or you start a podcast. So I had to go for the last option, didn't I? So yeah, I thought, well, I got some stories. I'm quite funny. I got a daft accent. People like a regional accent. I got a friend called Morgan who works in Radio Cardiff. He'll have all of the gear and all of the idea how to start a podcast. And then we got together and he had neither of those things. So it was very worrying in the beginning, but we managed it. We literally punk rocked it. Like our first festival year, we went to Slamdunk and we were taking an old laptop with us, right? A 12-channel mixing desk, right? It's about that fucking big, right? Loads of wires that would plonk it into the fucking thing. Loads of mics. Every time we recorded a podcast and finished it, the laptop was so shit, it would take an hour to save anything we recorded. Yeah. We were doing it so punk rock. We were just doing it to see. We were like, oh, well, it can't be that hard, can it? And yeah, we kept going until we had the idea of doing a Patreon, and then luckily then the Patreon ended up with people giving it, making it a job, I guess. And then I ultimately bought some good gear to record equipment. I mean, not cocaine. And yeah, it's been doing all right. It's been doing all right. And yeah, like I said, we've spoken to some people we never thought we'd get to speak to. We spoke to fucking people from all over the world. We spoke to fucking wrestlers, comedians, film stars, fucking drag race stars. We had fucking Trixie Mattel and Katia on, who I didn't realize how much of a big deal they were at the time. But they're quite a big deal. They were fucking awesome. Yeah, it's been fucking mad. It's been a journey. And yeah, the one I'm probably most proud of is episode 54 with Stuart Richardson of Lost Prophets. I know I've mentioned Lost Prophets a lot, but this is the thing, nobody is anymore. And this is what I wanted to do with episode 54 of the podcast, was clean some shit off the rest of that name, because it was one man's fucking absolutely disgusting, abhorrent crimes that did that, and the other 5 had absolutely no idea. So the fact that Stu got to tell his side of the story, got to tell a story about the time he beat Watkins up for just missing a Warp Tour show, and that's going to make you think, well, if he's beating him up for missing a 30-minute show that doesn't matter in America, if he had any idea what this man was doing, they would have turned him into a pink mist. Like, they'd have fucking shattered him. Like, so yeah, getting to put that episode out, and then the response to that episode with so many people like thinking the rest of the band knew what the fuck he was up to, and then hearing they obviously didn't or whatever, and hearing Stu's side of the story really, really helped some other people as well. And some people needed closure as well, who were like going through therapy for stuff because of Lost Prophets being their favourite band or whatever, or because they knew them or any of the shit. So yeah, that was probably my favourite episode, just because we got to talk and clean some shit. Because I wouldn't have anything that I've got if it wasn't for Lost Prophets existing. So we wouldn't be having this conversation now. And I don't know if you guys would like the things you like now if it wasn't for Lost Prophets as well. Because they inspired so much. Even if you don't like say you were like just the bring me the Horizon fan in the world, right? And you ate Lost Prophets, right? You wouldn't have Bring Me the Horizon without Lost Prophets, because Ollie loved Lost Prophets at one point. So yeah, it's just they need to be seen as the inspirational fucking unit that they were. Like I said earlier, if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't have known about any of the people you know about in South Wales there, I think.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's my proudest episode, I think. What's your best episode you've done so far, boys? Mine is this, obviously.
I mean, go on, Jane. I mean, it is hard. Probably Rab himself from Jackass. I think that's one of our.
Nice.
Oh, that was nice. I think we laughed more than we spoke. I think that was one of the highlights. And another personal favourite is Noel McNeil, who's the director of Sesame Street and Bear in the Big Blue House.
What? That's
yeah,
class.
Really good friends of the show. So yeah, that's my personal anyway.
Nice.
It's so hard. Like, I think one of my favourites will all stand out will be Sylvia Lancaster, Sophie's mum.
Yeah.
Because we're so out of our comfort zone. Like, how do you talk to we talk to people about metal music and film and stuff like that. It's like, oh, let's talk about to a woman whose daughter was murdered. But it was such an inspirational conversation, and I was so worried I was going to put my foot straight in my mouth with any old comment, but it went so well. So that will always be a highlight to me.
Yeah,
there's so damn many. There is so many. Like, we've done over 200 interviews now, and it's just nuts.
Oh, nice! Congratulations, and fucking hell. It's only a couple more you would have overtaken us. In fact, stop this one right now. You're not putting this one out because you're not catching up with us. But no, this is the thing, you see. Like, I know a lot of, well, I can't say a lot of people. I know people who are in podcasts, who are in podcasting world, who are podcasters, who are so bitter about other podcasts, right? And other podcasts doing well, that I just don't get it. It's like there's room for everyone. There's literally room for everyone. But yeah, people won't do other people's podcasts because they're rivals and shit like that. And that to me is mad. Like, surely let's all just fucking work together and cross our fucking fan bases and all just have a fucking laugh and a good time.
That sounds kind of amazing. I've got the idea now. The Anchorman scene where the news people come to fight each other. That's like that.
You got fucking. Yeah, I turn up with a fucking trident, and then fucking Craig Reynolds turns up, and from the downbeat, he's got fucking Slipknot behind him, or fucking some mad fellow who can count real quick to 7, or fucking whatever drum nonsense he's talking about that week. And then who else do we have? Matt Stocks. He's just bought some stocks just to put people in and whip them. And
Mark Woodjet.
Mark Woodjet. Mark and me on his own. That'll be weird.
It's just me.
These 2 little dogs.
Yeah. Oh, I love his dogs. I love his dog. No, I love him more than I love his dogs, but I do love his dogs. No, I got a lot of time for Mark. Who else? And then on Wednesdays we were black turn up, beating up to death with bras. Not bras. Depends on it wouldn't be a bad scrap, I reckon. I wonder who'd win. I think the money would probably
Mark, yeah.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. But I think the money would probably on Craig Reynolds, because he's muscly, but how tall is he though? I don't think he's that tall, is he? And there's 2. We got to think. Mark is on his own, right? Matt Stocks is on his own. Craig Reynolds is on his own. On Wednesdays where Black come as a tag team. Sean and Morgan come as a tag team, and we've also watched more wrestling than the others, I'd like to think. So therefore, we've got tag team moves that we could use as well. So the double clothesline, for example.
I was going to say, speaking of wrestling, I just finished listening to the Ruby Soho episode.
Oh,
2 things from that. That move you came up with the Ruby leg lock, is the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Thank you. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
And also, are you over the fact that Doyle hates wrestling yet?
I just hate Doyle, I think. I never really like, the Misfits, right? Greatest logo of all time, right?
Yeah.
Gotta be one of the worst bands. Fucking awful, dreadful. Sounds like shit, productions of, and people are like, oh, it's punk rock. Or, yeah, terrible sounding punk rock. It's awful. It sounds like it was recorded in a bag. It's crap. Mother, that's not cool, bro. You're singing about your mum. I brought a song out, Mom. Like, people are like, what the fuck's wrong with him? Like, I'd be called a sissy if I did that. But for some reason, Tiny Glenn Danzig does it. He's some sort of fucking punk goth god forever. Like, looking like the fella with no neck from that fucking 90 Day Fiancé, whatever it's called. The mad fucker. Yeah, I like that Ruby Soho one. She's one who didn't fucking share it, man.
Not.
So yeah, I'll call her out right here now, so me and her go fight it all in next year. Right? This bitch, right? No, so basically, she had a good time on her podcast. I know she had a good time on her podcast, right? And she was talking about how she feels like she doesn't really know about like the punk hierarchy and all this stuff, and she was worried about being bullied like by the punks. And I was like, you're friends with fucking Ron Sid, love. You've literally completed punk rock. If you're friends with Rancid and anybody you know likes punk, says anything to you, you just go, yeah, but I know Rancid. And it's over. You win.
Yeah.
I told her this and she was like, oh yeah. Like, so I've opened her eyes to her not being this little shy punk thing. And she's got this thing where she's fucking, oh yeah, I'm friends with fucking Rancid. I thought, oh, that's left an impression now that come Friday, she's going to press retweet, isn't she? Wrong! No fucking chance. Ruby. Oh. Yeah. I had that idea for the move literally just before we went live with her. I was like, Morgan, I've got an idea for a move. It sounds awful, but if I can somehow explain it to her in a good way, it might be all right, actually. But she didn't use it anyway because she was in London for about 4 seconds, according to the all-in footage I saw. So, but yeah, we got some wicked wrestlers. We've had some good people involved with all that. Kip Sabian was a fucking dream just because we'd never met, we'd never spoken before. We got about 80% into the podcast. I said, were you listening to? And he was like, me and Andy, the butcher, have been talking about a band called the Blackout lately. And I was like, ha. Do you know how I know you're lying? And he was like, what? And I was like, how I know you're lying about that? I see what you're trying to do, and I appreciate it. But if Andy, from Every Time I Die, listened to the Blackout, he would fucking hate it. He wouldn't be talking about it to you. And he just started laughing. But yeah, I made a friendship with him. That was so cool that a week before All In, he messaged me saying, Sean, I've got one spare friends and family ticket left for All In. Would you like to come? And I replied, going, I can't go without Morgan, really. He was like, you're a good friend. And I was like, yeah. And then I had COVID anyway, so I couldn't have gone because I was nearly dead. Yeah, it was nearly CM Punk's career. Fucking idiot. What a mad prick, like.
Didn't Morgan go?
Yeah, Morgan fucking went. Yeah, Morgan went.
I saw him.
Yeah, bastard. Yeah. I don't doubt he went on. I don't know this, right? But if I find out that he went and got tickets off the back of the podcast when I wasn't told that the podcast had any tickets, I'll fucking murder him. But yeah. So yeah, I was going to go, but then turned it down because I didn't want to go without Morgan. Then Morgan went with his girlfriend. So, yeah, that's cool. It was a good event, very good event as well.
It was unreal.
I paid £17 on YouTube to watch it, so that was fun. Yeah. But yeah, great event, absolutely fucking fabulous. Yeah, glad to see my friend Grado even got involved.
Love a bit of Grado.
Yeah, big fan of Grado.
But just taking it back to the music. 2019, you formed Raiders with James.
Yes.
What made you want to get back into the world of music after the taking a break?
I never wanted to stop, basically. So I didn't. I was the only one in the Blackout when everybody else had left. What I should have done is got 5 other people who wanted to be in the Blackout and just carried on with Sean Smith and the Blackouts. But yeah, took some time off. Finished in 2015. Then I was lost. I was genuinely lost. I had not, because all of a sudden I was. Sean Smith used to be in the Blackout. And it's like, well, what's my transferable skills? Oh, you can yell like fuck. Okay, foreman on a building site, maybe? What's the fucking, like, yeah, you can stand in front of 90,000 people and sing out of tune. Like, it's not a skill. It's not a transferable skill. Can't become a plumber because I can command a fucking audience at Reading Festival. Like, it doesn't. So I was lost. So luckily for Matthew Pritchard existing, Matthew Pritchard gave me a job at his Sleep When You're Dead barbers in Cardiff as like the shop front of house, so manager or whatever it is. So I did that for a little bit. And then I just had the fucking... I went to see a band in Swansea, and I won't name them because I'm friends with them, and they used to be a very, very popular band, and it's dwindled a bit. But me and my girlfriend went to see a band in Swansea that we both liked, and it turned up, and it was about 45 people there watching them, and they played a song that I didn't know, but I thought to myself, I could go up there now and take that microphone and not know any of this song, and I can make this a better event. I can go and entertain these people better than these people are right now. And then I realized, I was like, I need to fucking start a band. Like, I need to let out this fucking pent up fucking aggression and shit I've got in me out. So, if you check out Raiders now, Raiders is a lot more miserable than the Blackout ever was. And tends to be a bit more, less pop song structure-y vibed, and it's more just about writing what's in the room and what we feel in the room or whatever. And so I got in touch with Bob James, and I said, I know you've got riffs, so let's fucking get some out then. And then we spent 18 months searching for a fucking bassist. We had two people who literally who said they joined. 2 weeks later, they were going to come to their first practice after learning the songs, and they didn't show up on the day. So we ended up asking our friend Ryan, or Stix's friend Ryan, who's now our friend Ryan. I made that sound like I wasn't friends with him. Not friends with my own bassist, like, yeah. Then Stix asked some fucking loser who I haven't spoken to since he's joined the band to play bass. Ryan or something like that, I think his name is. I don't know. He travels separately to me. It's just been a bit of fun, to be honest. I remember Stix early on, our drummer, saying he thought this was probably going to be his last chance to be in a touring band and to kind of live his dream. It's just, we knew starting this band that it wasn't going to be like a full-time thing like the Blackout ever was, but we thought we'd get to play some shows and do some cool stuff. And we've done a couple of bits of that so far. I'm also involved in a music documentary around it as well, and how it's called The Price of Music so far. And it's about how music's not worth anything anymore, and you literally write songs and record songs now to tour, sell t-shirts. You're basically a fashion brand who has music to sell tickets to come to your fashion shows. All that's going on, but we're not, it's not our main thing. It's not the thing we're putting before family, friends, jobs and stuff like that. We're just doing it when we can. And just writing songs that mean stuff to us personally, and we're not making them broad so they kind of fit for everyone, I guess. But I've enjoyed it so far. It's been lots of fun. We've got a video out for our song Animal, which has been shadow banned by YouTube because I blow my brains out with a gun in it. I can see why, I guess. But
great video.
Thanks. I enjoyed it. I'm super glad we paid a lot of money for it not to be seen by many people. So it's going well. It's going well.
But let's talk about, I've just noticed the time, so I know you do have other engagements. Before we get out of here, though, we do need to talk about the fact the Blackout are back.
Yes.
The announcement came out in June, but how long ago did these conversations start? How long has this been in the pipeline?
Well, if you believe in God, right? Either are you religious?
No.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. I was going to question everything you... Anyway, in November 2019, we started having a bit of a chat, and we were like, next year is the 5th anniversary since we split up. So should we do some shows at the end of March? Well, if you are religious, right? You two are not, obviously, but you might have some listeners who are and watchers who are religious. What happened there was November 2019, I realized I might be happy again for the first time in nearly 5 years, right? Come the March. What God did was, God said, Sean's going to be happy again. Okay. Well, here's a virus that means nobody can leave the house for at least 2 years. So, absolutely crushed my happiness. But then, so we left that and we were like, fuck that, that's off then. And then, just kind of we had a conversation back last year, and we were like, look, none of us are getting any younger. Our crowd is not getting any younger and is probably dwindling as well. If we're going to do it, probably now's the time. Let's try and do a couple of shows, is it? So, yeah, we agreed to that. We got in touch with festivals. Download came back with the best offer. And, yeah, we got to do Download, which was amazing. And also we got to do the week of Download. We got to play our hometown. So we played our last show in Merthyr Tydfil. Our last two shows are in Merthyr Tydfil on a tour called This Is It, Is It? So it was like a piss take of the Michael Jackson thing. This is it. But we want to make it sound super Welsh. This is it? Is it? What? Why are you asking a question? This is it? Is it? So, yeah, our tour coming back in February now is called Wasn't It? Was it? Which is super Welsh. But yeah, we're coming back and the fucking tickets are fucking flying out. Cardiff has sold out. Manchester got upgraded to Academy 1, which is way too fucking big. We were previously, so a week before we went live with the dates, we were offered for a Birmingham show for the Institute 2, which was like 600 capacity, which I said no to because historically we do quite well in Birmingham. Like, I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but you know, if we could get a slightly bigger room than that, yeah. So the promoter come back next week going, oh yeah, tour's all sorted. These are the shows you're definitely playing. And I was like, you've gone from a 600 capacity room, and I know I said we do historically well, right? But you moved us up to a 3,000 capacity room, and that's fucking huge. So, yeah. So if you've got any friends in Birmingham, please tell them to pick up tickets for the Blackout in the Academy and to put as much weight on as they can and stand as far away from each other as they can to fill up as much space as we can in the Academy, please.
So I'm so pissed off because the date of the Blackout Birmingham show is my wife's birthday. I was like, oh, do you want to go see the Blackout for your birthday? She's like, not really. I was like, motherfucker.
Yeah, well, that's you. Well, you shouted your own name. You're technically a motherfucker, I guess.
I mean, technically, yes.
Yeah. They're motherfucker. Yeah. Yeah. Tell her it's over. Just come along.
Sorted, done that.
Yeah.
I'll divorce her. Sorted. There you go.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There you go. No. Well, it's a shame, but yeah. Yeah, but all the shows are doing really well. We're working on support right now, but of course, in full Blackout fashion. Now that we're doing these big shows, yeah, we can afford a good support. What's happened is all of the money for Americans has gone up. So, like, just over the last couple of weeks, flights have gone up like £1,000 or whatever for bands. So every American band coming over wants loads and loads and loads of money. So we were trying to work on like a nostalgic package. So, like, you know, us and another band that is doing quite well, but was doing quite well as well back when we were about. So yeah, we haven't done out about them for a while, and then they got back to us and said they wanted like fucking a lot of money per show, and yeah, we just couldn't really do it. So yeah, at the moment we're still looking about. We're still sending emails out to see what costs of people are, but yeah, I did try Head Automatica. I did want Head Automatica to come out.
Oh,
yeah, which would have been class, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Real.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think they can. It's just sad. But I should be having Dal Plumbo on my podcast very, very soon, and he's one of my heroes. That's true. That would be a band I need to sing with that I haven't sung with yet.
There you go. There you go. We've added to the list.
Yes, but yes. So yeah, go to theblackoutband.com. Check out the dates on there. Please buy a ticket. That's it, really, I guess.
I'm going to. The Cardiff sort of show sold out already, so I was like, I have to go somewhere else. So yeah, I'll come to Birmingham. I'll try and
thank you. Thank you. Yes, we'll stand as wide as you can.
I shall.
Starfish. And yeah, if you mosh in a circle, that should keep everyone. So yeah, well, let me know if you want to come, and I'll sort it out or whatever.
Oh, you don't have to do that, but I'm definitely going to come.
No. Yeah, cool. Wicked. Yeah, I'll sort it out. Just no Jamie's missus, like. There's no Mrs. Westwood.
No.
Jim, any relation to Big Tim?
No, but I did used to tell people he was my uncle when I was younger, just to get a
You don't want to know
reaction.
anymore, though, do you?
No, not since those things came out. That stopped very quickly.
Yeah. I
Even
used to
then,
love him as well. I used to love him as well. I froze once. I went to Radio 1 with the Blackout because we were doing like single promotion or whatever. And he was in a room and a man walked past me, came out the room, walked past me. And I was like, oh my God, that's Tim Westwood in there. And he was like, yeah, it is, man. I was like, oh, cool. And he walked past and I was like, that was David Hasselhoff. I was more chuffed to see Tim Westwood than I was recognizing David Hasselhoff, which is, another wild one. But he's fucked now, isn't he, Tim? I think.
Yeah, he is. Good old Uncle Tim is a bit of a dick. Well, to be fair, I was telling everyone he's a dick before he came out. He was a dick. It's fine. It's fine.
My creepy Uncle Tim. Jamie must have known. See, Jamie must have known.
Oh, I must have.
Got the same surname as him. What?
He's always trying to pimp my ride. Anyway,
nice.
Before we let our wonderful guest go, do you have any more questions, Mr. Stevens?
I thought it was really fucking cool that you've had like Winston McCall from Parkway Drive, Dan Massala from Stir of the Year, and Sully Erner from Godsmack.
That was a mad one. That just happened by coincidence because he was at Download and his press people come on to us and said, oh, do you want to do Sully? And I was like, yeah. And then he walked over and I was like, how far away is he? And it turns out he was really close to me. He's just tiny. I was like, he's like 5'2". Yeah. We took a photo. I was basically doing the splits in it so I could get in there with him. Don't tell him it's so because he'll fucking jump up and punch me in the knee. But yeah, I liked him. He was cool. Who else did you mention there?
Dan Marsala.
Yeah, Dan with a Curry surname. He was cool. And what was it with the first one?
Winston.
Oh, Winston. One of my favourites. I love Winston. We'd never met prior to doing the podcast with him. And the first one was so fucking fun. He invited us back again and we had a great laugh again. And I think I give him the term flazers, which he uses now, which is flame lasers, because Parkway Drive used so many pyrotechnics.
He mentioned that in the documentary they did, I think.
The
flazers thing. I'm pretty sure he does, yeah. I swear.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Oh, bro,
yeah, I've got some vague recollection.
Bro, if we have, I am fucking sending him an invoice for the use of the word flazers, like flame laser. I come up with that. I was like, bro, have you got them fucking flazers? He's like, what do you mean? I was like, the flame lasers, they'll just shoot out. And he was like, oh, that's amazing. I was like, it's just putting two words together. It's not even difficult. But lovely, brilliant chap, unbelievable band, but don't wear flip-flops on stage, innit?
Why would you do that?
Yeah, they did that for years. Like, they were mad about flip-flops on stage. Thongs, they call them, don't they? Which is worse, really. Don't call them that.
Yes.
Don't call them that, and don't wear them. So, two things, like, yeah.
Did you ever get your Steve Vai honey?
Oh, fuck no.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, so no, we haven't yet. We do get an update. I do an update now and again. I will ask Morgan live if we've got any Steve Vai honey, but no, we haven't had it yet, which is a shame because I just want to see it and then try and have a good guitar and see if that's the secret ingredient, like is. Or perhaps if I smear it on my fingers. Imagine if you found out Tim Henson from Polyphia, his fingers are made of Steve Vai's honey. It would make sense, wouldn't it? Like we'd be like, oh yeah, that does. I suppose. Yeah, it's probably right. But
I'll see you on cool.
Yeah, Steve Vai was awesome. We had him on the podcast, and because I thought I know nothing about guitar at all. Morgan knows very little about guitar. This is going to be a fucking nightmare. Like, listen, what can we talk about? And he ended up at one point. So I said to him, I was like, "Oh, you've got that fucking 5-headed guitar, haven't you?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, the Hydra. Here it is. Aha! Just put it on." And he played for 10 minutes for me and Morgan. And after we finished, I was like, "Morgan, we had a free Steve Vai gig, right? But neither of us appreciated the way anybody who can play guitar would have appreciated that. Like, the fact that he played one chord and that sounded good, I was like, well, you've won. Yeah, you can play guitar. I get it. When he starts doing all this fucking shit, right? Like all that stuff. I was like, bro, you won at a chord. It's like skateboarders, right? I don't get skateboarding, right? Because standing up on it is fucking solid, right? To me.
Same.
If you can do that, that's real hard. Doing all the flips and like I can't even comprehend that. Like I see him doing it, I'm like, yeah, man, but you're standing on it. That's nuts. So all this fucking guitar trickery and stuff, I just like that might be great, but well done, I think.
I love the idea that if you smeared all the honey of yourself and then all of a sudden in the new Blackout tour next year, you came out with a circular guitar with necks all the way round.
Oh, nice.
You're just like spinning it, like, yeah.
On a belt buckle, like the old WWE spinner belt, though, but on a belt buckle, but with different necks. So I'd have to stand dead straight at all times, otherwise it would chop my fucking face off. Like, I don't know if it'll work, Tom.
But I just, you become a magician. That'd be amazing if that was the case, though.
Yeah.
What is? Yeah, absolutely. What is next for you, Sean? Other than the talking up in February, is there anything that you could talk about? That anything in the works?
There's some Raiders gigs coming up. We're playing Misery Loves Company Festival in Bristol, the 30th of September, I believe that is. Don't quote me on that. Check out at Raiders Band UK to find out the details for that. Also, we're playing Gloucester at the Cobblestones in Bridgewater. Love playing there for Halloween, which I believe is the 28th. The gig's the 28th. I know the Halloween is the 31st. Which is they're going to have flame girls and boys. So that's people with flames and me playing a gig at the same time. So I probably, if you want to see entertainment / a man on fire, come and have a look at that gig on the 28th of October. What else is there? My birthday is December the 29th. Why did I fucking say the wrong date? Oh, no, I'm considering putting on a rock concert for my birthday, December 30th, because it's a big birthday for me. So that might be something to look out for. Other than that, follow the Blackout on stuff, follow Raiders on stuff, please, and check out Sappenin Podcast, my podcast, which comes out every fucking Friday.
Incredible. Sean, thank you so much, my friend. This has been absolutely amazing.
No worries. Thank you for having me. Like I said, at Trees. No, I really enjoyed it at Trees. So, yeah, I was really excited about doing this, and I'm glad we can make it happen. I'm sorry we had to do it a little bit earlier than sorted,
okay.
But bloody Cassidy, these rock stars, this bloody Cassidy Pope, she couldn't do any other time. So I've got to go straight off this now and then finish talking about myself, being really hyped up, and then talk to a woman about herself. So let's see how that goes.
Yeah, but seriously, thank you so much again. Oh, go on.
Before we go, look, you can't see it, luckily, because I've got a blur background effect on. But this is what I make all my notes for the podcast for. And it literally looked, I'm almost glad you can't see it, to be honest. It is the scribblings of a maniac, right? I've drawn, I'm glad you can't, I'm glad you can't see it.
Closer? Can you go closer? Go closer. See if that...
This is lit. No.
Hey!
It's the scribblings of a fucking madman. It's in almost every episode. I've just written random things by people's names and stuff, like Will Vallow, God. All right, nice. I knew that prior to speaking to him, so why did I write that down during the conversation? But yes, but thank you for having me, boy. Sorry about that. I just saw it, so I had to show you ADHD live in the flesh.
Oh, we love it. We love it. Incredible. It's great.
Thank you so much, Sean.
Oh, tell you what annoys me. Tell this one to your fucking viewers, right? This is rock and metal, right? That's I love you in international sign language.
Yes, it is.
Stop getting them wrong. Stop. Metal. I see an old man in a metal band doing this, right? It drives me nuts, right? You're literally you're doing a Peter Parker impression. You're not doing I love metal. That's Spider-Man. So grow up. Sorry, that's my last thing I had to say. Sorry.
We love it. No, you've nothing to apologise, Sean. It's absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for your time. We've absolutely loved talking to you. And thank you for coming on.
Much. Cheers, no worries. Let's do another one in the future somehow if there's anything else to talk about.
That
Yes.
sounds perfect.
Sounds
That
like a
sounds
great
great.
Sweet.
And good luck with chatting to Cassidy. Hope all goes well.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope it goes well too. I'm worried.
Be fine. You'll be fine, Sean.
Yeah, we'll see now. Yeah, we'll see.
250 episodes, I'm sure.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I do this before everyone. No, I find that before the majority of podcasts, I'm like, I don't want to do this, and as soon as I finish it, I'm like, I'm so glad I did that. Which is basically like everything I do, I suppose. I don't want to wake up again. I woke up again. That's all right. Yeah. Right, I'll let you go. Right, cheers, boys. Thank you for having
Sean.
me.
Thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you, buddy. Take it easy.
Cheers.
See you.
See you later.
What a fantastic interview. This was so much damn fun. As I said at the start, everyone go check out. If you can buy tickets to the Blackout tour, go check them out because it's going to be an absolute amazing show. You can almost guarantee it.
Absolutely. I mean, everybody will already listen to Sappenin already anyway because it's fucking massive. Everyone loved the Blackout already anyway because they were fucking massive and now they're back to be fucking massive again. Go and check Raiders out though, because I don't even need to like explain it to you. You just need to go watch Raiders and listen to them. Hands down, that's it, full stop. But Sean, again, thank you so much for taking the time to come and chat with us. It was amazing to have you on, and hopefully we could do it all again in the future. And we really hope that you all enjoyed listening to it as much as we did recording it.